Hello everyone, welcome. Alright, so, I gotta be honest, I guess I have been putting this recording off. Completely honest with you. And I will, and I won't elaborate any further. I have a little bit of a cough, although we're coming to that conclusion at this very moment. I don't think it's anything. So, But yeah, I don't know. There's not too much to say. I started doing some woodworking, making a shelf for my mom. I watched Andor. It was very good. Yeah, what else? This is decently high gravity. Freezing liquid thunderstorm, my god. I was gonna say who wants to live here, but then there's a civilian outpost, so I don't know. Well, there we go. Yeah, well, I don't know how much I'm gonna record. Last week was, and I can say last week definitively because, yeah, Ixyll 2 and 3, or, you know, whichever ones, were habitable. Those were a pain. Kinda interesting, though. I don't know. Yeah, actually, I don't know. Oh, I also started watching Tales of the Underworld. My mom got Disney Plus for football, I guess. And some other shows. And, you know, it was just like, well, okay, I can watch some stuff. So, yeah. Andor was great. I watched season 1. I was definitely of the opinion when Andor was announced, I was like, what? That's the story you want to tell? Seems kind of random, no? And then Andor season 1 came out, and I was like, this is the best fucking Star Wars I've ever seen. And then season 2 came out, and it was just as good, if not better. I don't know, I feel like, I don't know, there are probably some criticisms I could have. Can't think of any right off the top of my head, but, you know, like the way that it treats, well, I don't know. The way that it treats, like, cameos and, like, references and nods to things is really good. There's definitely some things I know I missed, and I'm like, yeah, this is probably something. But, like, you know, like, Cassian uses a briar pistol, which was used by Kyle Katarn. And of course, Kyle Katarn is kind of similar is a Legends character who had a similar sort of role to Cassian. Granted, Kyle Katarn... Basically, I think, if I remember correctly, Kyle Katarn is basically Cassian Andor combined with Kanan Jarrus. To put it bluntly. Of course, Kyle Katarn survived through the entire war, which did not happen with Cassian Andor or Spoilers, I guess, Kanan Jarrus. Also funny because there's a whole thing that, like, people are like, okay, so there's no way that we can have why are there so many Jedi that survived Order 66? Allegedly, like, the original plan was for there to be, like, 100 survivors. I only heard that very recently, but, like, I could see that. Like, in a galaxy full of people, I mean... I don't know, they could definitely play around with those numbers. But yeah. Yeah, they could definitely play around with those numbers. And, it works. Like, I also, oh, but yeah, Cassian Andor having a Briar Pistol is literally has no consequence. It's just, it's what they use. And of course, like, at the end of the season, which is basically it is literally a direct lead into, Rogue One. And, like, you'll get the sense of that. If you watch it, you will get a sense of that with, like, the time jumps. He swaps to whatever gun he was using in the, whatever blaster he was using in Rogue One. I don't know, I want to say that he probably swapped weapons around a few times. I don't think, like I said, like, the Briar Pistol isn't, like, super special or super important to him necessarily. I mean, it kinda is. But yeah. I will say, though, Tales of the Underworld. So I watched the first 3 episodes, and I'm kinda like, I mean, I'm gonna watch all of it. Especially because it's so short. Oh my god, Disney Plus having ads is so ridiculous. Like, I can believe it, but I can't believe, like, it kind of, I do want to say that it kind of did ruin the pacing a little bit. Like, every potential plot hook, there were so many, not plot hooks, but, like, cliffhanger moments that's like, it's not a cliffhanger unless it's, you know, an ad break or, you know, ends the episode, right? I mean, I guess it was designed with that in mind, which is like, I don't know how I like that. But it did stretch it. It definitely stretched it out to being, I think they're like 40 minutes long typically. But I think they were definitely like over an hour for a lot of them at least. And it really hurts because the longer, they probably have some algorithm that's like, you know, every 7 minutes or every 10 minutes, you know, it's triggers an ad or, you know, something along those lines. And because Andor is so long, it's, like, explicitly real bad. Tales of the Jedi being like 15 minutes, there's just like a ad break in the middle, maybe two actually, I don't know. Guessing I need to go here. And I will say, well, I don't know. Bad Batch Season 3 is something I definitely want to watch. In the trailer, I saw that Asajj Ventress was alive. I think pretty prominently, it's like, yes, she's alive. And I was like, this is bullshit. Yeah, spoilers, but like, it's old at this point. She dies in a book, and I'm like, with Ahsoka and Tales of the Jedi, there was a thing that talks about, basically covers the events that happen in the Ahsoka book, except they don't happen in the Ahsoka book, and like, they're genuinely, for no apparent reason, they change things around. Like, they crammed this entire book, not necessarily the entire book, but they crammed, like, 60% of the book into a 15-minute short, which, like, I mean, if that's the only way you can get that thing out there, okay, but, like, they drastically changed, like, how Ahsoka met Bail, and I don't know, I mean, maybe it's a matter, well, it doesn't really matter which one you like more. I guess I would say I probably prefer the book. There's a thing to be said that in the Ahsoka book, they tell they describe the Siege of Mandalore, but they're just, and then, when they went back to do Clone Wars final season, they changed the Siege of Mandalore. Siege of Mandalore was not a thing that the Ahsoka book, was not an original idea from the Ahsoka book. It was an original idea, for the end of the series, for the final season, and it, it just never got... Sorry. It got cut short, and then the Ahsoka book had to make references to that to explain what happened to Ahsoka. And then, like, Dave Filoni going back and changing things is fine because it's his original idea. But then he goes and, like, messes with some other things, and it's just ridiculous. And I really thought that Asajj Ventress it's just like, nope, she's alive. It actually entails the Jedi, and it's not really a spoiler because it happens immediately. They actually, I mean, I don't know enough about the lore to know everything. Oh, and there were some things with Tales of the Jedi, like with Count Dooku, that they went against canon, and it's like, why? Like, I don't know. Like, one example, in the Ahsoka book, Ahsoka literally uses the Force to explode the Inquisitor's lightsaber that's hunting her. And, in Tales of the Jedi, she does, like, one move, disarms the dude, and, cuts him down, which, like, I mean, that's a pretty inconsequential change, right? And it's something that's more cinematically pleasing. The real important thing is that she is extremely competent and overpowers this random chump. And uses her connection to the Force and all that stuff, all that jazz. But Asajj Ventress, actually, I really like her way her character. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm also just remembering that they fucking... they show, whichever bounty hunter has the, like, the chain scarf, they show they show her feet. It's like the style is so, like, I don't know. It's just a thing. It's just a thing that they've shown the goods. And I'm like, why did they do this? On an unrelated note, I really love the Clone Wars art style. The feet are like completely flat, which is definitely a thing. But yeah, I don't know. Now I'm gonna just hide away and not talk about anything until we get to a gas giant. Until we have nothing left for the gas giant. The video I'm putting on in the background is the, oh, that's another thing I could talk about, my YouTube recap. But, I'm putting the Runaway Guys, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror playthrough. Not because I'm recording it myself. Not because I'm recording a Kirby and the Amazing Mirror Let's Play myself, but just because it's the thing I put on when I need to have something in the background. So, till next time, have a good day, great day even. Chowskis.